William Nolan Lee, sir, a husband, a father, and most importantly, my grandfather and my hero. He not only served his family, but also the United States Air Force for 30 years. He didn't just treat me like his granddaughter, he treated me like a princess, and for that I am forever grateful. I will always remember his outstanding love for Johnny Cash and his precious truck he called the General Lee. I remember pulling up to Granddaddy and Grandma's house and seeing him working outside on his precious General Lee every time we went there. Despite of all of his medical conditions, he always managed to roll under that truck and work on it. I remember thinking all the time, good Lord, there is so much wrong with that truck because he is out here every time we pull up. I think it was just for show. I also remember the years and years he came to me saying, "Do you want to watch Barney?" Even after I had grown out of watching Barney, he still always asked me, because that's the kind of dry humor he had. Growing up being his only granddaughter, he always watched out for me and made sure all the boys treated me with respect. For many years when we would go out, he would have to bring his scooter because he couldn't walk on his own, and he would always ask me if I wanted to ride along. I remember one vivid memory. We had all gone to the PX and went shopping, and I don't really know how old I was. I was younger, and I had seen a dress I really liked, and of course it was on the more expensive side, and he could see how much I really loved that dress, so he looked at me and he called me over and he said, "Do you want it?" And so of course I'm, yeah, I'd love to have that, and I was smiling ear to ear, and of course my parents were like, no, that's too expensive, but he didn't care one bit because he was doing what he loved. I'll never forget being in Grandma and Granddaddy's pool one night, and through the windows I could see him sneaking into the kitchen and go into the pantry to sneak some Snickers, which he would do all the time. He thought none of us knew about it, but we did. He'd sneak them out the pantry, put them in his pocket, and head back to his room. I took a couple pictures with the General Lee, his truck, one year and gave it to him for Christmas, I believe, and that picture he kept in a frame beside his bed all the time, and towards the end, any nurse that would come to the house to take care of him, he would show that picture to, despite the fact that they had probably already seen it at least 100 times. I can stand here today and say without any sort of doubt that because of him, I knew 100% all the time that I was loved and cherished. I will always wish that I could have had many more years with him, but I will cherish every memory, every minute, every laugh, every hug, every kiss shared with him. I will forever thank God for making him my granddaddy.